Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Massive 3 points against Wolves, but no time to dwell on that. We've got to move to the next fixture, a very big week coming up for us. A week where we are going to play both Chelsea and Tottenham in almost quick succession. Around 6 days, you're going to face both of those teams. Those guys from up the Chelsea and those other guys from Como New Spurs. We are going to see both of them this week, and those are two teams that definitely want to spoil the league title for us, and we can't let that happen. We have to keep going. I said specifically that I'm not going to give up on the league. We have to keep on winning. If Man City beat us by 2 points at the end of the season, I'll be able to live with that. But that means we have to keep on winning all our games. And that first up is Chelsea. They just lost to Man City over the weekend. They were playing against Man City in the FA Cup, but it's actually a team that have done very well against the bigger teams. That was the third time they played Man City this season. In all three games, they gave them a game, 2 draws, and a 1-0 defeat. And against majority of the bigger teams this season, they've done well. I mean, back last year, Chelsea was so close to beating us. They were leading us 2-0, and by the 80th minute of that game, it was looking like it was going to be a disastrous defeat, but we were able to pull that one out of the fire thanks to their goalkeeper making a mistake and Trossard and Saka combining for the second goal to make it 2-2 and picking up a draw in that fixture. And against Liverpool, they drew at the beginning of the season. They also beat Tottenham at Tottenham in a weird game. They also beat Man United recently. They beat Aston Villa in the FA Cup, so they've done well against the bigger teams. But there's obviously strengths and weaknesses, and we have to deal with them very well. And starting with Cole Palmer, obviously it's been incredible this season for them. 20 goals in the Premier League. I don't know why he's specifically going to play on that day, whether it's going to be on the right side or as a number 10. Whichever role he's going to play, we have to definitely try and mark him out of the game. And that's something we've done well this season, especially for the players who've been playing centrally, the likes of Haaland and all those other guys. We've been able to deal with them well with Gabriel, Saliba, and Declan Rice there. If Palmer plays on the right side, I have my own lineup that I would go for that will try to sort that one out. And listen, they're a team that they've been scoring more goals this season than they were last season, but they've also been conceding more than they were last season. Recently, they conceded twice against Sheffield, twice against Burnley. So I'm hoping we can take advantage of that. If we get 2 goals in this game, I'm confident you can be able to keep a clean sheet or at worst concede 1 goal at most. That is something that we've been doing very well, especially away from home. Now we are the Emirates, yes, but in terms of clean sheets this season, we've kept 13 clean sheets in the Premier League, which is really good. I would probably predict Chelsea to score a goal, but if we can get 2 goals in this game, I would expect us to win it, and we have to win it. I didn't expect us to lose against Aston Villa. That was the last home game. It was a disaster, but we have to bounce back. No time to drop points. The next time City play a game is on Thursday against Brighton. By the time we go into that game, we have to be 4 points ahead. We are now 1 point ahead of them. Win this game, going to Man City going to the Brighton game 4 points behind us, and we put pressure on them, and they know they have to keep on winning. And if we go past this week, having beaten Chelsea and Tottenham, we'd be very confident in terms of beating the other remaining 3 teams: Bournemouth at home, Everton at home, and Man United away. And all we can do right now, it's not in our hands. All we can do is just win every single game. If Man City win every single game, I don't think there's much we can do, because if that happens and we look between January and May, that means we'd have lost 1 Premier League game and basically won almost all the others and not being able to achieve what we wanted to. If that is the case, we have to take it on the chin and move to next season. But what you don't want to happen is to capitulate, and it could be either a very good week, or it could also go the other way, where you go and lose to Chelsea and lose to Tottenham and it's over by the weekend, or these are other disastrous results like a draw or something. But I am confident going into this game. I'm hoping we can get a victory. Listen, I'd like it to be as early as possible. I'm not really wait until the second half, like in a few of our games recently. It's always quite worrying when you have to wait until like the second half to be sure of the game. And with teams like with Chelsea, Palmer can pull something out of the bag and get a goal against you. I'm hoping that will not happen. We have to win the game. Our players looked really tired against which team did you even play? Well, the Wolves. Our players looked very tired, especially Saka and Declan Rice at the end. They looked very tired. But they have to push again for this Chelsea game, and then you have like I think until Sunday until we play our next game. So between Tuesday and Sunday, at least they'll maybe have a break on Wednesday and then return to training on Thursday and then focus on that Tottenham game. But first, you have to pick up the 3 points and keep the ball rolling. We have to do that. I believe if you win all the games remaining from the Wolves game to Chelsea, Tottenham, Bournemouth, Everton, Man United, I think you probably win the league. I think Man City will draw somewhere. And as I said, if they don't, it's fine. If it's 2 points, I'll be able to live with that. But first, do our job and then focus on Man City. So, as I said, last time we played Chelsea, we drew 2. It was a bit of a weird game. I think Mudrik's goal was first goal in that game was a bit of a I think it was Palmer got the first goal. It was a penalty. It was unlucky on Saliba on that day. I remember that penalty. It was very, very unlucky. But the next game again, the next goal, the Mudrik goal was I think both goals are kind of unlucky. The Mudrik one, Chelsea fans did say that it was he wanted to do that, but I don't think he wanted to do that. Raya was a bit off his line on that day, and it ended up being 2-0. But the way we came back in that game, the way we've been able to come back in games over the last 2 seasons, the team spirit that we showed in that game is a kind of team spirit you want to see throughout for between now and the end of the season. If we go a goal down, we know we can come back. If we score fast, last season they came to our place at a similar time. I think we played them at a similar time, April, May last year, and I think we were 3 goals up in the first 30 minutes of that game. That is what we need to do again if possible. Don't take any risks, win this game, and then go into the Tottenham game. Probably the tactics will be different for that one, and let's just keep winning. Now we are coming into this game having beaten Wolves, so the confidence is back up. Another clean sheet. We just broke our own record for clean sheets in a row away from home, 6 in a row. Defense is back. Rice solid performance, Raya solid performance. Saka looked better than he has in the last 3-4 games. Havertz looked good in midfield for majority of the game. Martinelli came on, he looked lively. I know he missed a couple of chances, but he looked lively. So it's going to be interesting to see which lineup Arteta goes for in this one. Very, very important because we can't make similar mistakes like we did in the last home game. The last home game, the starting lineup, we didn't really agree with, but we should really have been 1-0 up, 2-0 up in that first half. And the second half, the changes were totally terrible, I'd say. Partey should have come on and all that. But if you look at our lineup last time we played against Chelsea in the 2-2 draw, another team that we are playing Tottenham this week as well, another team that we drew with 2-2, so we draw points to both teams earlier this season. We had Martinelli on the left, Jesus as a striker, Saka on the right. Rice played as a number 8, Jorginho played in midfield, and Odegaard was there. Zinchenko played as the left back, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, and David Raya. So I'd expect something will come to the lineup, and then on the bench we had Smith Rowe, Nketiah, Tomiyasu, Trossard, Havertz, Partey, Kivior, Nelson, Hines. So it is a bit of a similar team, and they almost did us on that day. But I'm hoping this time around they make things make things right and have a similar result to what we had last season at home against Chelsea. So which kind of lineup would I go for if I was Mikel Arteta? I already have a lineup set for this game even before the Wolves game, and this is what it would be. So Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, Tomiyasu as the defenders. Raya in goal. Raya probably one of his best matches in a national shirt against Wolves. Tomiyasu at left back. We don't really know where Palmer will play. If the lineups are coming out 3 days earlier, I'll probably say, okay, Tomiyasu maybe isn't really required for this game, saving for the Tottenham game. And he wasn't on the bench for the Wolves game, but there was talk that it was just a precaution because of something he picked up against Bayern Munich, so he should be back for this one. And if Palmer is on that right side, Tomiyasu is the guy I want. If Palmer ends up playing in midfield, no problem. There's a couple of midfielders there, and there's Gabriel and Saliba. They'll be able to deal with him. Hopefully, I would be confident in terms of them dealing with him and not giving him too many chances. And then White at right back, absolutely no problem. That would be the defense. And then midfield, for me, I would go with Partey. Last time Jorginho started. If Jorginho starts, I don't really have a problem. It's been great for us as well, especially in terms of the passing. There's not really too many games I've seen him being dominated because he's slow, and that could also be respects to the system that we have. We don't really let our players get exposed and all that, even if they're slow. We don't really let quick players run into them without support. There's always Declan Rice there and other players to support. So I'd go with Partey in this one, give him 60 minutes and then bring in Jorginho. And then next to him, definitely Declan Rice and Odegaard. Good performance for Odegaard against Wolves, and he was probably our best player against Bayern Munich as well in that 1-0 loss. So that midfield, I would be Partey and Rice up against Caicedo and Enzo and Gallagher. These three, I'm assuming all three of them are better than those guys. I'd be able to, I'd be confident. Rice up against Caicedo, a player that we wanted. Partey up against, I don't know who's going to be there, probably Enzo Gallagher. And then Odegaard up against Enzo Gallagher, whoever they're going to play. If Palmer is in the 10, hopefully we can deal with them. If we lock out Palm, I think we can get it done quite easily if possible. That would be my midfield, and then up front I would go with Bukayo Saka on the right side. He looked very, very tired, but he has to keep going for this week. Maybe rest him in the Bournemouth game. And then Martinelli on the left side, his pace. He came on. He actually got 2 chances, missed one. One was very well saved by Jose Sa. And then up front, Kai Havertz. Please, Lord, what I would do to see Kai Havertz scoring in this game, I'd absolutely love it. Sing that song against Chelsea, I'd absolutely love it. So Kai Havertz up front for this one. And then that leaves on the bench Ramsdale, Zinchenko, Kivio, Jorginho, Vieira, Trossard, Smith-Rowe, Gabriel Jesus, and Reece Nelson. So Jesus and Trossard, obviously, they're definitely the fast subs alongside Jorginho. And then if you need someone to come on for Tomiyasu, it'd probably be Kivio. If you're not winning the game, then I expect Zinchenko to come on. And then, listen, if you have a comfortable lead, I put Nelson on the bench instead of Nketiah for this game, because if we have a comfortable lead, we can bring in Nelson on that side for Saka. We don't really have too many other players who can play on that side. Listen, yeah, Jesus can come on that right side, but I'm saying in terms of if you have like a 2-goal lead or a 3-goal lead in the final 20 minutes, you can bring in Nelson for on that right side and rest Saka for the Tottenham game. Big game coming up this weekend. I'm not expecting it to be easy. I'm not expecting the game to be done in the first half like it was last season, but if somehow it ends up being that way and Chelsea are short on confidence after losing to Man City over the weekend, then it can only be beneficial to us. It can only be beneficial to us. And Chelsea are still fighting for something. Even if they aren't, they'd still want to spoil for us the league. But if they get some wins going in this game, in these games in hand, they can still get 7th or even 6th. They're not too far back. After I think they're unbeaten for some time now in the Premier League, so they're not that far back. If they pick up wins against Arsenal and Tottenham, they could be there. So they will be. They will come to us as well. They'll try and score. They'll go in hard with the likes of Caicedo in midfield, the tackles. Caicedo, every time I watch Caicedo, makes like 100 fouls in a game. So there'll be all that. Wolves were quite rough against us over the weekend. A lot of fouls on Saka and all that. I'm expecting the same against Chelsea. In this game, since it's a home game, I expect us to create more chances and all that. And I'm hoping we take a lot of them, especially Kai Havertz score against Chelsea. Please, man. Please score against Chelsea. So which lineup would I expect it to go for? I think he might go with Jorginho in midfield instead of Partey. We could maybe see Jesus on the left side instead of Martinelli, and then maybe Kiva instead of Tomiyasu. But the rest of it, Odegaard, Rice, Gabriel, Saliba, White, I think it's going to be same. Unless he decides to go the same against the way we played against Wolves with Havertz in midfield and Rice in the number 6. I mean, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as it was at the beginning of the season. I think Havertz got into the right positions. We weren't really exposed in midfield and all that. I think he actually did well in midfield. I gave him a 7 out of 10 against Wolves. So let's see. I could go with that formation again. What is my prediction for this match? I am going to go for, as I said, I'm going to go for Chelsea to score. I don't know, maybe a Palmer penalty or something, or probably Palmer just scoring. Madueke, I think, scored against us last season. Mudryk scored against us earlier this season. It's always just someone random. It could even be Caicedo scoring. Who knows? I think they'll get a goal, but I'm going to go for the similar result we had last season. I'm going to go for Arsenal 3, Chelsea 1. We need a win. We need this win more than them. Let's try and get this win. Let's keep the pressure on Man City. 3-1 to Arsenal. I'm not going to predict all 3 goal scorers. I'm going to say Havertz will score. That is it. Havertz will score. If you can get a hat-trick, please, God, I would absolutely love that. 3-1 to Arsenal. Let's get this win. It's not going to be an easy game. If you can get this win, go into the Tottenham game even more confident. That would be great. Let me know your prediction. Let me know your starting lineup. Let me know what you make of Chelsea as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.